Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2 with the dash to Berlin. We've been waiting for a long time for this, just a few missions in. Yeah, they got lots of new content in this this update here. Let's see, actually, how many additional missions we got. We got Lombardy Liguria, so that's the first. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 missions before we even got to Berlin. So there are a total of 13 new missions. Because of course we have one mission after the dash to Berlin as well. So yeah, they've been giving us value for our money, that's for sure. Either way, let's get started. It's the 8th of March 1945. After the collapse of German armies in the Ruhr, Allied forces drive north to secure the entry to the Baltic and south to preempt any German attempts to fortify the Alps. In the center, Patton has received orders to drive to the Elbe, but the road to Berlin seems open, and the city itself looks ripe for the taking. It won't be the first time Patton disobeys orders, but it may well be the last. Taking any or one of these objectives will enable you to put strategic plans into action at the next conference. So that's either Berlin, Pankow, or Treptow. Or do you pronounce it like Pankow? Treptow? I'm quite sure that you pronounce this W either as a V or it's non-existent. So it's either, I think it's either Pankow or Pankow. One of the two. Well, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But yeah, you also get that at Prague. So if you want to go to the next ahistorical mission after the dash to Berlin, you have to either capture Prague or one of these three objectives. But of course we already got Prague, so we'll go there regardless. But yeah, just if you, for example, didn't get Prague, you still have a chance to get to the next ahistorical mission, so you don't have to worry about it at that stage. You still got a shot. Dash to Berlin. Your orders are to secure the western banks of the Elbe. Once achieved, dig in and await the arrival of our Soviet allies. Rumor has it that plans for an advance to Berlin have been circulating amongst 3rd Army staff officers. Shaev wishes to underline that any such thrusts will not be tolerated, as they could have dire diplomatic consequences. Please. Who's going to drive on Berlin anyway? Who do you think I am? I'm not going to drive on Berlin. I'm just going to wait at the Elbe. Sure enough, this is basically where we stop. Magdeburg and Leipzig, and that's it. It would only be fair. Anyway, let's get on to it with our forces. So I do have a reasonable amount of reserves for now, but let's first see whether they're... We only have 3rd Army, so we do definitely also need to either repair some bridges, no, or create some pontoon bridges. Now, I think the first pontoon bridge that we can definitely benefit from is over here, so we can cross the river quite easily. This bridge is already repaired, so we can move up any which way. Although this would be a problem. Same here. We need at least... no, let's see. Because going from this side, this is actually a mountain hex. So it would be difficult enough to cross from this side regardless. I'd rather go from this side directly into Fulda. From there. Then I also actually want to bridge over up here to get those guys across. We don't need any other one, but I want to upgrade my forces first to deal with this. So let's take a look. I actually want you to get rid of those. Get yourself some Shermans. You guys will... go for... This is our regulars. Just go for the double artillery. I have to say that it's a bit tough if they're just regulars. It means that I can't really use them with engineers because they're gonna lose steps that much faster. Let's just give them the attempt for now, and then these guys are veterans, so I would trust them with the engineers at this stage. Let's see, I do have some priests that I can still dish out, and apparently engineers as well. So if we have some decent ones, like these are okay actually. Let's get rid of the M10 and then give them some engineers as well. Double artillery with engineers sounds pretty good even for crossing here. So for you, let's at least get the Sherman as well. Not that I think that they will have a lot of armored counterattacks or something over here. Most of their armor is probably gone. But I do still think that they would have some armor at Berlin itself. That would just make sense. Like even at the end, they still had a couple of divisions fighting around there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they still had an armored unit or two actually laying somewhere around there as a final test of your abilities as well. Yeah, so I can't reorganize steps anymore either. That means that there will be no more river crossing for those guys. That's fine because I can go through there. Then let's take a look at the supplies. Currently there's an issue here. I actually have no other supply hubs at this point apparently. Well, it's not necessary to put it there for now because these units are going to move anyway. So we might just as well wait. So as for the Germans, they get a lot of reinforcements apparently. And we can already see that on turn 4 they're going to get 12th Panzer Division, 14th Panzer Division and Panzer Division Großdeutschland. So we already can see that they will have some armored counteroffensive or whatever. At least they will have armored units, whether they dig in or not. Anyway, I forgot about the objectives. Turn 6, Magdeburg. Turn 7, Leipzig. Berlin is turn 14 and hold. Pankow is turn 14 and hold. Treptow is turn 14 and hold. Wittenberg is turn 11. Potsdam 12 and Sossen on 13. So there's also definitely an order to the way you might want to take these, but we'll just have to try and get there as fast as possible as well. Either which way. One thing that I noticed in this map by looking at it is that we actually only get to utilize one railroad, and that one railroad will pretty much just dictate how we are going to move here. Like from Erfurt to Gera to Leipzig, we have to cross the Elbe. We can't, of course, but we have to cross the Elbe in order to get a supply running to Magdeburg. So we have to basically supply Magdeburg from a transport somewhere up here from Erfurt to get supplies there, because there's no other way unless we cross the Elbe anyhow. Yeah, so I guess that's what's going on. Any cards that we have, and I could potentially say for next time, I think I want to use the Lancaster anyway this mission, probably. And, well, we can use the airborne units later on as well, I think. That already... What kind of... Yeah, those are hills. See, I find it a bit unfortunate that they are in there. The only unit that can deal with them is the US Armored, but that blocks this area. So instead, I'd be better off putting them here. Hope to get an overrun. No. Yeah. Okay, so you have to move through here, unfortunately, any which way. That's a lot of stragglers, which is holding me down here. That doesn't help much, although it might just help enough. Problem with stragglers, if I don't capture them as well, is that the enemy will of course be able to turn them into security units, which they've actually been doing quite a bit, which I think is actually pretty nice that they've done that. Or at least it seems to be working quite well that the AI seems to choose to do so. This is unfortunate because they'll just go back and then repair that. And there's no way I get to attack there. Anyhow. Let's repair that bridge. And I still have some motor pool, so let's definitely use that to get them further. One thing I could definitely do is try to go around. That might work. Create a pontoon bridge here would also help. Might be useful, although then I don't get to use motor pool. The thing is that I need to rather also get up here. Do that. Oh, that doesn't take it. No, let's not use motor pool there. Wait. Thing is, if I repair this, I don't need to repair that necessarily. It's very tricky. I'm actually a bit short on... yeah, that's useless. On points for this turn at least. Also for these guys, because they're just not going to be super useful if... Like, these guys are going to pull back, destroy the bridge, that's for sure. So in order to make sure that I keep moving in this sector, I have to build a pontoon bridge over here. Despite these guys, at that point, not being able to go faster. I repaired the bridge. So they will... Let's see, I will be able only to repair bridges for the next turn. So no pontoon bridge. Yeah, I guess so. Although they do reach all the way up there. So let's not move just yet. These guys will actually be in supply. They can be out of supply for one turn, but I think for now I would need that supply hub here. No. I can still go one further down. Yeah, here. That would be the best option. Then I only have these two being cut off for now, but I can manage that. Oh, they did move away from the bridge. Huh. That is quite something. Empty. Well, the first thing that I do want to do is repair that. I do have a sensation I'm going to be losing my engineers here. Yep. Too predictable, game, too predictable. I did scan that. So that make them drop those. Wow. Good choice by the AI. But I think that they lost it now. Yeah. Still, that was a really good move. I did not see that coming at all. That is very impressive. Hmm. Well, let's follow them. So, won't be able to take those guys. Oh, I will. Never mind. Okay, so with those bridges repaired, the last thing I should probably do is give these guys supplies. Oh, that's 3. Eh. These are trapped, which is really good. How would the supplies... Yeah, they do run along the rail line, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, so they would be in supply here, so I'd actually rather attack from that side to make sure that they are in supply on the next turn. Yeah, that unless they do something to take it, but that's not super likely. Yeah, for them it sucks, but it's not useful to move at all. Besides that, like, because the bridge will be repaired next turn anyway, so why would I worry about it at that point? You're at 2, so I can give motor pool to a unit. Only one that could really benefit is these, but then they'll be out of supply for a second turn. Unless I move them up here. That doesn't do me much good. And that neither. I will have to supply them. But that's fine. I don't have any bridges to repair anymore, so next turn the most I'm gonna use is motor pool anyway. And neither of you have any movement points left. You do, but it's not very useful. Yeah. So they moved all the way back. Let's hope that they won't be able to destroy bridges for a little while. I'm trying to find any of these. Maybe they can use motor pool to get into that position. You can. This will put all of the units back in supply, so I think that would be well worth it. Question is, I know it's a bit silly, but oh, okay, never mind. Didn't do proper reconnaissance. 1, 2. Well, you probably have a better attack, and they need fuel and ammo anyway. Does mean that these guys won't get it, but have a lot of other choices. not moving very effectively. Not getting an overrun there doesn't help me much either. Alright, like I said, I do need the rail line up to Leipzig if I want to have any chance of decent supplies. Now, I do need to get at least an infantry unit to Magdeburg in order to be able to, you know, take the city. I'm sure there's a unit in there that I can't see just about yet. So let's get them out there, and let's use these guys as well. Take a little bit more territory, certainly doesn't hurt either. Now at this point, I cannot repair the bridge. Okay. Send a couple of units to Gera or Gera. Gera? Gera. Probably. Yeah, no more motor pull for me. But this does help for now, so no real worries. They could cut these guys off, but they've been in supply for 2 turns, and then next turn they will also be able to get back in supply. It's not too worrying. I do need these guys to be in range of the HQ at the very least. Where are proper supplies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I just go into the city or a little bit further. I guess that works. Yeah, they'll be in supply. And I think that's it for now. This turn. Yeah. Yep, knew it. It was quite predictable, but it's relatively inconsequential. With these guys gone, motor pulls back up, and I can pretty much just not worry about it. Let's actually see though. There's still 1, so they would be in trouble otherwise, or afterwards. Well, let's move up. Let's actually do a bit of reconnaissance here, because I'm sure they have a unit in the city, but I don't want to get my unit be shocked about that. So I have a choice here to try and cross already, but then that would leave Leipzig exposed. So they can't destroy that bridge anymore. These guys would be without supplies because there's no railroad there. You have 6. Let's see how that supply runs. It doesn't. So at the very least I need to do that, I think. So I can at least put them right next to it. I'll put the tank in here so they can assault that afterwards. Besides that, that means I have only 1 more motor pool left. which is what I will use to get closer to Leipzig. Let's actually get over here, so we might be able to cross there. I can already see FGB, not sure what that is, but they're in supply, so that's okay. One, two, three. Let's send one up as well. The M10 is better than nothing, I would say. Yeah, they're out of supply now, but I can reinforce them again. That's it. Turn 5. Okay. They're pretty far away from these areas. Ah, come on. Well. Okay. Well, you know, that means that I'll probably be able to take them on the next turn. Even though they didn't retreat now, that shouldn't be the end of the world. 5. And a feint attack is luckily only 1. So what I'll do, because I really want this supply hub as well. Do it like that. Get Leipzig. Resupply most of them. Move them forward. Right, so we've reached our end goal, the Elbe, so we should probably just stop now. Or not. Anyway. My biggest concern is that the enemy... Let's actually count the hexes. I think they have a 12 hex radius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, like I said, I'm a bit afraid of that counterattack because they... But these guys are veterans. Let's just try and not go super far. And repair that bridge. I have multiple bridges that I need to repair at this stage anyway, even to keep the supply or get the supplies flowing. Okay. So Leipzig itself is not an issue now. Might actually be able to cross at Magdeburg. This is a bit better. And I... Well, actually still don't need them to move. And the reason why... well... They're not going to be able to get in here. How does that work there? Yeah, that's better. Okay. So until I've captured Magdeburg, I kind of need to leave this here anyway. No, you're good. Good weather at least? Yeah, okay. %50 retreat, eh? Heh. No feint attack. Well, why not? Let's try a bit more. Okay, that helps a bit as well. 70 now. 50. Yeah, that hurts, but it had to be done there, I think. If I wanted any chance of taking Magdeburg, really. I'm not even greedy, I don't need to move across at the moment. I will try to protect those stragglers. Alright, so there seems to be 12th Panzer, 14th Panzer, and then we still have FBB. But let's repair those. I'm still a bit worried about those river crossings. Like, certainly do want to break their armor as well. I don't think it would be very helpful to try and do otherwise. I don't actually mind getting into the forest. If they want to destroy those two, that's totally fine. I already have these crossings over here, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's move you in here. There's also forced hex and they can't attack from across. So they can go in there. I don't really care about that. They could try to go down. That's a little bit more concerning. Let's at least get a unit in Leipzig itself. And I think it'll be okay up here. Now, I think, yeah, it will still probably take a while before I get that. But let's get rid of this because it's useless at this moment. They will have some supply for a while anyway. And once these are recovered, I could always give them the repairs. Okay, enemy armor at least has been a bit weakened. But let's stay in there for a turn. Yeah, that's not an issue. Okay, turn 7, and the first that we need to take is Wittenberg, at least by turn 11. Certainly worth keeping an eye out. They'll be fine. Again, I don't necessarily need to cross. We'll see whether that will be beneficial. Besides that, I'll just have to accept trying to destroy some armor. Let's leave it at that. Cut the bridge. They can't attack across, and that means that they have only one more solution to get across from here. At this moment. There we go. So the Germans at the very least can no longer cross. Of course, I will endeavor to allow myself to cross. 6. So they already attacked. They're not going to use truck movement. Can I repair anything? Any pontoon bridges? Do I mind if they cross here or they can't? Like, what use is pontoon bridges now? Not a whole lot. Supply. One thing that would be nice, at least, would be if we were to have this railroad, of course. But I guess that will take a while, especially with that enemy armor. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can actually see them trying to move through down here. We'll see. Could have moved them back. No, they didn't. Okay. Sometimes they're a bit weird though with that. Might even be able to cut off these units. That would be quite helpful. I think they would take that hex, yeah. Alright, so those units are now cut off, so that will speed up their demise. Although we won't really notice a whole lot from it on the first turn, I guess. But let's get you right next to that. Not necessarily. Because then they would potentially cut off these forces. Yeah, it's a bit safer to do it like that. Also, just make sure to get rid of their armor. And do they get supplies from Cottbus? Yes, they do. Okay, it's worth it to cut them off then, at least from that. I would still need to move up, but if I can make sure that these areas are cut off, that would also severely help me. Next. Well, I can just leave them. And I'll try to attack next turn. But we're out of points for now, so... Let's see what the AI can muster up here. Cannot, of course, abandon Magdeburg. Yeah. Excellent. That gives me access to this river crossing. Let's see, Wittenberg is turn 11. But you probably cannot repair that bridge. You can. Well, I mean, it looks currently abandoned. All right, let's attack you. The best way to take Sossen on turn 13 is probably by cutting it off now. And I think doing that now will probably help tremendously. These will be cut off for 2 turns. But let's finish off at least these. I don't see them trying to escape really. Well, the thing is, what use is moving in here gonna... Like, this certainly helps, cutting off Sassen already on this turn. need to take a turn 11, so they'll be cut off for 3 turns. That will be fine. But you certainly need supplies. Move them further up. That only does something to that force pool. Well, this at the very least also blocks off Potsdam. The unit at Berlin is not doing anything. It's a security unit. You know, I'll just leave you there, so I might potentially take Berlin easily on the next turn. It would be weird that they would defend that with a security division, but you don't hear me complain about that. I mean, technically, from a gameplay perspective, it should probably be something else, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but I don't think this should be defending the ultimate objective. So let's hope it stays that way. Yeah, sure, please. Okay. Let's breach them. That makes it a little bit easier to take them on the next turn. Oh, wow. They did well to accomplish this. Oop. They'll be in supply now, right? Yeah. This gives me another A for Lancaster, okay. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, take the Berlin Hex. Let's go. What do they have? It's also a security unit. Take Pankov. And this, because it cuts off, yeah, this unit. So this should probably be on Berlin itself, but it seems like they move for whatever reason. And that's actually a problem, because then they get cut off. I mean, it's not a problem for me. Okay. Now, I'm just trying to make sure that they stay cut off. And actually I really need this now. Aha, Ultra. That was exactly what I needed. Still have Wittenberg for the next turn. Maybe that's a good card. Although... yeah, I can put that in the bin, technically. I think that is it. So... I suppose in that sense, because they are ill-placed, it's not that hard of a mission, it seems like. Ah, yeah, right. At least for now. Okay, you go in there, yeah. Need to make sure that these are disbanded so they don't get to reinforce those anymore. Take that. What did I get? Another Ultra? Wow. Well, I've nothing else, so I might just as well take it. It's not the most amazing reward. But I guess it will have to do. Yeah, you guys aren't cut off. So I'm gonna try and suppress these guys the most. And use some pin attacks on them as well, because these guys will naturally get out of supply. Although, it's not a victory hex either. Yeah. This is fine. Forward, and almost everything is okay. Let's move up to Wittenberg. That only gets a little bit of logistics. I would assume that they are gonna try and drop there, but they can't reinforce those. Alright, let's get rid of this. Nothing. Predictable. For now. It makes a lot of sense that they wouldn't do such a thing now. Where are they gonna retreat? Still can't attack because these guys are out of supply for too much. That would cover it. So we'll get rid of it on turn 13. It's not a lot they can do. Yeah, exactly. Where are they gonna deploy? Down here? Right here? That doesn't work. Okay. Just abandoning the position. Take the last hex. And Take the last stragglers. Right, that's it. All the objectives. And nothing left. We're good to go. Let's end the scenario. There's nothing left to do here. So there we have it with a campaign milestone. Unter den Linden. With the capture of Berlin. Very nice. But that's not the final mission, of course. We still have one mission left. Oh, yes. But we'll be doing that in the next conference. I want to thank you for watching this one. Do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye. Oh, before I leave here, it seems like we actually have to capture all of them. So my previous statement was wrong. I thought you had to capture only one of them. But now it says capture all objectives listed to put a plan into action at the next conference. So I was actually wrong there. We need to capture all of them. Alright. Well, that rectifies what I said. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.